very good morning. Hope so you are enjoying these digital classes nowadays. Dear students, welcome to the world of chemistry. And this is your digital classes, subject chemistry, and class plus one. So today we are going to study about the BBD, that is valence bond theory, and its types, sigma and pi types. Okay. So dear students, as usual, before going to start, let's start with the positive mindset. As the thought is there, every day is a new beginning. Take a deep breath, smile, and start again. Yes, this is a very motivational thought. If you'll read, you will analyze, and you will follow this in your life. So, dear students, we can see the deep meaning of this thought. Every day is a new beginning. It's not the like this. Every day is remaining same. Every morning is coming with new hope of sunshine, new hope of rays that give us inspiration to live. Okay, so forget the past, take a deep breath, smile, and start again. So today we are going to start this topic, today's topic, with the help of a smile. So let's start. Before going to start, let's recap whatever we did. So dear students, we did in this chapter, as the name is chemical bonding and molecular structure. It means that the two elements which combine by electron transferring and form a molecule, that is called chemical bonding and molecule. Okay, so now you know very well, when two chemicals bonding, they will form molecule. There are so many things related to molecule. If we will talk about the structure of molecule, it means that this is bond length. Bond length is because of bond length, it is size that we can see. Okay, bond length decides size, bond angle decides shape, and order decide strength of that molecular structure. So what is the basic theories? The basic theories that help us to predict. Now, what is the study of geometry? What is the structure of molecule? So basically we have general three theory that we are going to study in this chapter. First is valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. Valence shell electron pair repulsion theory is related to how to predict the geometry on the basis of bond pair and lone pair. That already we did one video. If you still have some problem, so you can watch that video. Okay, that is valence shell electron pair repulsion theory is on the basis of bond pair and lone pair. Second, valence bond theory, or you can say orbital hybridization. This theory is on the basis of overlapping of orbital. And the third and most important theory is molecular orbital theory. And molecular orbital theory is what now? It is the theory that is related to, I can say, bonding and anti-bonding, or you can say electron delocalization. Okay, so today we are going to do second theory, that is valence bond theory. So let's start. The meaning of valence bond theory. Actually, the valence bond theory is the theory that was proposed by Hitler and London to explain the formation of covalent bond quantitatively using quantum mechanism. The basic principle of this theory is quantum mechanism, in which later on Linus Pauling improved this theory by introducing the concept of hybridization. According to him, valence bond theory assumes that all bonds are localized bonds formed between two atoms by the donating of electron from each other. Okay, once again, very important, that is valence bond theory is assumed by all the bonds, that is localized bond between the two atoms. So if we will talk about the valence bond theory describes covalent bond formation as well as the electron structure of molecule. This theory assumes that electrons occupy atomic orbitals of individual atom within a molecule, and that the electron of an atom is attracted to the nucleus of another atom. Dear students, now I am going to explain what is the meaning of this theory. As you know that, for example, take two atom, let it be hydrogen atom. When one hydrogen atom will come to other hydrogen atom, because this hydrogen atom only one electron, this hydrogen atom one more electron. So both, in this case, both the hydrogen atom are not stable. So you know very well why atoms are combining, because to become stable. How to become stable? Now these two hydrogen will come close to each other. One hydrogen will donate electron to other, and because of this donation of electron, or I can say the sharing of electron, the orbitals are overlapping. Orbitals are overlapping. Okay, and this overlapping in between is called valence bond theory. Because of this overlapping, we can predict the shape of molecules. So let's see basic postulates. The first postulates of valence bond theory is a covalent bond is formed by the overlapping of two half filled valence atomic orbitals. Again, covalent bond is formed by overlapping of two half filled valence atomic orbital of different atom. Second, the electron in the overlapping orbital gets paired. Electron in overlapping orbital gets paired and confined between the nuclei of two atom. Okay, and the third is the electron density between two bond atom increases due to overlapping. Yes, the electron density between two bonded atom overlap due to increase due to overlap. Just relate all the postulates with each other. This confirms stability of the molecule. Fourth, greater the extent of overlapping, stronger is the bond formation. Next, the direction of the covalent bond is along the region of overlapping of the atomic orbital. That's why covalent bond is directional. These are the basic 5 postulates. Dear students, pause the video and write down this on your notebook, then learn it. Now let's talk about the types of valence bond theory. There are 2 types of valence bond theory. Number 1 is sigma bond, number 2 is pi bond. So sigma bond is what and pi bond is what? It is very important. Most of the time in exam the question is coming difference between sigma and bond. So what is sigma bond? Sigma bond is denoted by symbol sigma. It is covalent bond formed by linear overlapping of two orbital. Whenever orbitals are overlapping linearly, you can say end to end like this way. Then there is in this case only one overlapping is there, that is sigma. If some bond is overlapping like this way, some electron overlapping this way, in that case is overlapping is at two place. So this is forming the pi bond. Okay, so sigma and pi bond is there. So what is sigma bond in detail? The covalent bond formed due to overlapping of atomic orbital along the internuclear axis is called sigma bond. It is stronger bond and cylindrical in symmetrical. It depends upon the type of orbital overlapping. Suppose sigma is having 3 type. Number 1, sigma SS bond, sigma SP bond, PP bond and sigma SP bond. Okay, one by one we will understand. First, sigma SS orbital. SS orbital mean S orbital, one atom S orbital, electron will overlap with other atoms S orbital. That kind of orbital is called SS orbital, and this is found in H plus H in H2. This is the example. Okay, so you can see the S orbital is spherical. We have just studied in chapter 2. S orbital is spherical, P orbital is dumbbell shell, D orbital is double dumbbell. Okay, so S orbital is spherical in shape. After this, PX. So PX, P orbital is, you know very well, dumbbell shape. So there are 3 type of X, 3 type of P also. There is one X, there is one Y, there is X, there is Y, there is there is Z. X, Y, Z axis. Okay, so we are talking about now here PX. So when you can see, when these two orbital come closer to each other, so it will overlap here, and that is called again end to end. So it is forming sigma bond. Mean one time overlapping sigma bond, 2 time overlapping pi bond. Then last is SP. So SP orbital you can see in case of HCl is showing SP orbital. Okay, so this is also sigma bond. Now we will talk about pi bond. Pi bond is what? The covalent bond formed by sidewise overlapping of atom is called pi bond. In the bond, electron density is present above and below also. You can see above and below of the axis, and it is relatively weaker bond because it divided into 50% energy. So it is not strongly attracted by nuclei, and P is overlap with P and P is overlap with V. So at a time, 2 orbital is overlapping, two place overlapping. That's why it is pi, and generally pi is representing double bond. Okay, sigma is representing single bond and pi is representing double bond. So now, dear students, by watching this video, you need to write any 4 difference between sigma and pi. Okay, so now one by one we will discuss about the valence bond theory structure. Let's discuss with H2. H2 is basically SS type orbital. So the electron configuration of hydrogen atom is 1, and in the formation of hydrogen molecule, half field of 1s is overlapping with half field of other 1s. This type of overlapping is called SS bond. Next is chlorine. The electron configuration of chlorine is this type of 3p neon 3s2 3px2 3p2 3pz1. So 3pz1, so it means that pz is single, second pz is single, so single will overlap and it will form this type of overlapping. This is called pp overlapping. Okay. HCl, in the ground state, H is 1s2 1s1 and P is you can say Cl is 3pz1. so here in this particular case, one orbital of H will overlap on one orbital of P. That's why it is known as sp. So dear students, we studied H2 is example of SS, Cl2 is example of pp, and HCl is example of sp. Okay. O2 is what? Now electron configuration of O is 2px, 2ps2, 2px2, 2py1, 2pz1. So 2p by 1 and 2pz1. These two, obviously these two p y1 and pz1 is overlapping here. Obviously, so it will overlap in the form of like sigma and y. Whereas py will overlap in head to head, which it means that it is sigma, and pz and pz will overlap side by side, so that is y. So it means that O2 is made up of one sigma and one pi bond. Getting my point? So next is N2. N2 is triple bond, so it is having 2 pi and 1 sigma. 2 pi and 1 sigma. It is formed between the nitrogen atom in overlapping the half field. The remaining half field of 2pz and 2pz orbital formed pi p bond, and this is formed triple bond. So it means that sigma bond is made up of SS, sp or px, whereas pi bond is made up of side by side px and py, pz. Triple bond is made up of all type of 2 pi bond and 1 sigma. So there are some important questions that we need to study, we need to see before going to move for hybridization. Hybridization is a process because of what we can understand the concept of structure of atom. Okay, so let's start. Need for modification of valence bond theory. However, the old version of valence bond theory is limited to diatomic molecules, but it couldn't be explain the structure of bond angle of molecule with more than 3 atoms. So for that purpose, it couldn't explain the structure of H2O and NH3 also. However, in the order to explain the structure, the bond angle of molecule, Linus Pauling modify the valence bond theory and called hybridization concept. So you can say hybridization is the modern version of valence bond theory. Hybridization is the modern version of valence bond theory. So what is hybridization? It is the intermixing of two or more pure atomic orbital in an atom and almost same energy to give same number of identical and degenerate new type of orbital, that is known as hybridization. Hybridization word come from hybrid mean mix. It is the like you can see in nursery also, when you are buying any flower, one flower is you can say it is not good in color, second flower is very nice in fragrance. So what we are doing, we are mixing both type of flower, then we are getting new type of flower in which now good fragrance is there with good quality, good colors. Okay, so this is the new orbital formed are known as hybrid orbital. So one old orbital, both orbital will mix and it will form a new orbital, that is called a hybrid orbital. So and this process is called hybridization. So what is hybridization? Basically it is the intermixing of hybridization of atomic orbital, which is mathematically concept based on quantum mechanics. During this process, the wave function of atomic orbital is same atom and combining to give a new wave function. And what are the requirement for atomic orbital to undergo hybridization? What are the basic requirement for atomic orbital to undergo hybridization? Dear students, all these questions you need to write. The atomic orbital of same atom with almost same energy can only participate in the hybridization. Yes, the full filled or half filled or even empty orbitals can undergo hybridization provided they have almost equal energy. So this is the answer of this question. Next question is, do the orbital of different atom undergoes hybridization? No, because the hybridization is the mixing of orbital of same atom only. The combination of orbital belong to the different atom is called bonding. Getting my point? So what are the hybrid orbitals now and what are its characteristics? The new orbital that can form due to intermixing of atomic orbital is known as hybrid orbital and which have mixed characteristics of atomic orbital. The shape of our hybrid orbital are identical and usually they have one big lobe associated with small lobe. The hybrid orbital is degenerated, they are associated with same energy. So how many hybrid orbitals are formed? The number of hybrid orbital formed is equal to the number of pure atomic orbital undergoing hybridization that we are going to study in next. How do electrons are going to be filled in the hybrid orbital? The hybrid orbitals are filled from with those electrons which were present in the pure atom. So dear students, all these questions from here, these questions you need to note down your notebook from here and you need to write with the answer. Okay. So what is the use of hybrid orbital? Hybrid orbital is used in sigma bond formation with other element also, and it is helping us to identify the sigma or number of sigma and number of pi bond also. Why atomic orbital in a given atom undergoes hybridization? The reason is it minimizes the repulsion between the bond and that going to form with the atom. And remember that the hybridization is the process that occurs before bond formation. Okay, so we have different types of hybridization. During hybridization, the atomic orbital with different characteristics are mixed with each other. Hence, there is no meaning of hybridization between same type of orbital. So, mixing of s orbital or 2p orbital is known as hybridization. However, orbital of s type can mix with the orbital of p type or with d type. Based on type of number of orbital, the hybridization can be subdivided into following type. Hope so you understood. For example, if we are making HCl, it means that H electron is in sigma or I can say in s orbital, whereas C electrons are finding in p orbital. You know very well about s orbital, p orbital, d orbital, f orbital. Okay, if we are going to make it in this way, s orbital is this, p orbital is 3 is there, 1 2 3. Okay, so like this way, which orbital is giving electron to which orbital, from which orbital to which orbital is electron is overlapping, that is called hybridization. So note, keep in mind that only the orbital of nearer energy value can participate in the hybridization. Okay, so there are basically following type of hybridization. Number one is sp hybridization, where s electron will overlap with p. Second is sp, where s overlap with two type of p. Then sp3, 1s, 1p, sx, py and pz. Second is s, all three these p, then d also. Okay, and next is sp3d2 and last is sp3d4. Now what is the meaning of these sp word? It is hybridization. Hybridization mixing of s orbital with p orbital and finding one new orbital, that is called hybrid orbital. Okay, that's why these are sp, sp2. I think you understood what is the meaning of s. S is those orbital where electron are finding in s. What is p? It is related to somewhere in configuration. Suppose if we will talk about if I'll talk about nitrogen, so you know very well nitrogen is 7, 2 and 5. So it means that 1s2, 2s2, 2, you know very well in second chapter you did, 2p1, 3. Okay, so when p3 here, it means that one is in x, second is y and third one is z. Okay, so like this way these three electron can be distributed. So in this way we can come to know p is what, p1 is there, p2 is there, p3 is there. So this is all about for today. Hope so you like this video and you understood everything. Dear students, first watch this video, then one more video I am going to share you related to the same topic, and hope so you are noting down all the notes in your notebook from this presentation. If you required some other help, you can ask me, feel free. Okay, and here one very important announcement I want to do here. Dear students, as you know that now your result has declared, matriculation result. Now you are very much clear now, I mean what you want to do. Okay, so it's my request, those all students, whether they are from outside or whether they are from our own school, please drop message in my personal WhatsApp that you are going to continue. It is confirmation that you are going to study. Okay, so that I can update my attendance chart. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching this video. Hope so you will enjoy these digital classes in future also. Thank you.